Hello everyone, you won't believe the lengths I've gone to get that to record the writing the right way around. Not that you need it for this one, but anyway. Okay, so we're going to make a little 4 tea light candle box. It's just made from a heavyweight paper as opposed to card. I prefer to do them in paper because then you don't have to cover them, but you could make it in card. You'll just have to adjust the measurements a little bit, so try it with a paper first and I think you'll like it. It doesn't have a lot of weight in with the 4 tea lights. Okay, what you will need for the base of the box, you need a square of double-sided paper, sort of quite a good quality, which is 11 centimeters. For the lid, you'll need a piece that is 11.2 centimeters square, and those 2 millimeters make the difference. It means the lid will slide on the top of the base of the box. You need either a couple of dies, which are 6 and 7, which are these, which I always measure from cutting line to cutting line, because you could measure the outside and that would tell you this was 7.5, but in actual fact, if you go from cutting line to cutting line, it's only 7. So measure the cutting lines. I've used a 7 and a 6 to create the frame to go around the acetate window in the lid of the box, and I've used the smaller of those 2 dies, the 6, to cut out the aperture itself. Right, move those out of the way. You'll need a piece of acetate measuring 7.8 centimeters squared, okay, and your usual glue and tools and things. Okay, I've gone ahead and prepared most of this just to keep the video short. So on your box base, you need to score at 1.5 centimeters all the way around, okay. Then fold and burnish down your score lines in the normal way, and then cut a little nick out of each of the corner tabs, just a little wedge, that's all you need, out of each of the corner tabs, just so it'll sit nicely when it glues. The lid is the same border around, which is 1.5, but bearing in mind it is 2 millimeters larger than the base of the box. Okay, so cut that out, score it, fold it, score it, cut in the same nicks for your gluing panels, and then lay your die in the center, the smallest of the 2 dies, the 6, in the center, and run it through your die cutting machine to cut out your aperture. Keep this, they're great for tags. Okay, so far so good. Then your acetate, I'm going to use my 3mm tape, double-sided tape, because no matter what I do, I get glue on my acetate if I use a wet glue, and it drives me mental because you can't get it off, it leaves marks, you scrape it and it still leaves marks. So I'm going to just use this tape. I'm going to put it about 1 centimeter in from all of the fold lines. But before I stick the acetate to it, I'm going to burnish it down as well, just to make sure it's good contact. Before I stick the acetate to it, I'm going to get the gluing out of the way, and I'm going to glue my frame onto the front. That way I've got no chance of getting any glue onto the acetate window itself. So I'm just using a tacky glue around the edge, and I'm going to pop it down around the edge of the aperture. There we go, so that's the frame done. So now I'm going to use the back of an old craft blade and just remove the carrier paper on the tape. And I've got a sticky note attached to my acetate, because I always lose acetate. I don't know where it ends up, I always lose it, but at least I can see what I'm doing. So position your acetate centrally in that square, and then burnish that down to the tape. It will help strengthen the lid of your box. There we go. Right, now I'm going to put I'm going to fold all of the tabs in, on both the base and the lid. And I'm going to use the tacky glue again. I'm just going to put a little bit on the glue and tabs on the corners of each of the pieces. There we go. And then I'm going to carefully, I haven't got a clue what you can see because of the way I've got the camera set up, I'm going to carefully try and align my corners at really nice 90-degree angles on both the base and the lid. They look quite square, lovely. Now let's do the lid. If you're not confident making boxes, the way to get around the fit is don't stick down your last corner. I'll do it just to show you. So this one isn't stuck yet, okay, I'm just going to put these candles in there. Okay, then I'm going to slip it on, aware of where that tab is, that isn't stuck down yet. And there you go. That's how you get round it if you're not confident. It's as easy as that actually. So there you go. Right, I normally, with my 1-inch circular punch, I normally nick a thumb mark in both sides, in 2 sides of the lid, but I forgot to set that up. So there you go. There's your very clever, very quick little box with 4 tea light candles.